Now I'm going to talk about imprisonment. So when you feel imprisoned or imprisoned in your own life. And that usually comes from paying too much attention to what you can't do instead of what options you have or what you can do. So when you were in the womb of your mother, you couldn't do anything. You could just be there for 9 months. Then with 2, you started walking, so you gained some freedom. You could actually move around freely, use your legs to actually move around. Then 12, 13, you started having a little bit money of your own. You had the freedom to choose to buy candy that you wanted. You had the freedom to pick whatever you liked. Then with 16, 18, you had more legal freedom. You were able to go more to places that you were probably not allowed to before. And also maybe staying out longer. So you gained more legal freedom. You also got more freedom by car or with a bicycle. So you could move further than you could before. So you gained all those freedoms then. But then, do you enjoy those things? Do you pay attention to the freedom you already have? To the options that are already present with you? If you're imprisoned, it doesn't matter how much money you have, what level you get at. If you always look at the next thing that you can't have, you're gonna always be feeling like you're imprisoned. You can make it to 1 million, and you're then gonna look at everything that's gonna be 10 million, all the things that you can't do or can't have because they know 5 million or 10 million or because they're beyond that what you have. So, and then when you're at 10 million, you keep looking at other things that you can't have or can't do because your mind is going on to what you can't do instead of what you can do with the options that you presently have available to you. So also imagine you being cast away on an island and you had no money, you had no one else on that island, you were just there by yourself. What are you gonna do then? Are you gonna sit there, have rain pouring on you, thinking and wishing that you could have the same amenities that you don't have, that you could go to the restaurants or places that you would like to go, but you can't because you're on an island? So is that what really is mentally healthy? Or is it better to just look presently at what options you have, what your options currently are, the things that you currently can do, and start from where you are and enjoying or making the best out of where you are right now? So the best is, in order to get rid of the imprisonment or the feeling of imprisonment, is to probably pay less attention on Facebook that shows you everyday things that you possibly can't do, and also to pay more attention to what you can do. What are the places that you can go to, the places you can walk to, the things that you can choose off a menu, or just generally the freedom that you already have, and really making use of that. Because then, even when you have less or more, you can always choose to do things that you like, that you already have freedom in, that you can enjoy, instead of looking at the next thing that you can't do, that keeps you feeling imprisoned. imprisoned in your life because now you can't do this or you can't do that. And if you're at the top and you're going down, then like you can do a whole lot not anymore. But if you always keep that mindset of what you presently can do, then you can always find something enjoyable to do or can go by the options that you have and don't have to have that mental imprisoned mindset. So these are my thoughts to feeling imprisoned. It's good to take a look at what options you actually have, so presently have. I think the best is also just to really look at what can you presently do, what places can you go, what can you choose, what options on the menu can you have, what places can you go to, who can you talk to, what can you do, and going from that mindset instead of what all the things you can't do. And I don't think that doesn't exclude ambitions. So we can have high ambitions, and I think it's good to set very high targets and goals, big things that we want for ourselves, to have big ambitions for ourselves. We just don't have to look on social media and keep telling us all the things that we can't do, but rather look at the options that we have. So just being more aware of the options that we have, the things that we can do, doesn't have to exclude having still high ambitions. And I think a lot of people that do have high ambitions, if you have high ambitions, it's probably even more so that you might think like you're imprisoned because you know there's so much more to life. But then if you can't enjoy the present, if you can't even enjoy what you already have, and that would just be the same case if you ended up in that place where you have what you have, because then you started looking with the same mindset, would started looking at the next thing that you can't have, and it would just keep going. So the best thing is to look presently, what can you do, what are all the options that you have available for yourself, and go from that place. So these are my thoughts to feeling imprisoned, and I'll see you in the next video.